Hi everyone. So I am back and I have another book review for you today. But before some of you ask, because I'm sure some of you will, yes, I did cut my hair. It's a bit shorter than what I'm used to. Hopefully it looks okay. It was getting very uneven, and my sister is a cosmetologist, so she just chopped it for me. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about today. I have dived into something that I actually found by accident, and I'm super excited about it because this is giving me major Twilight vibes. So we are actually here to review this book. It's called Crave by Tracy Wolff, and just the cover itself is what made me pick it up, because the cover itself is giving me major Twilight vibes, and it is so good. I'm so glad I picked it up. I actually just got the sequel, which came out yesterday, and let me show it to you actually. Here it is. It's called Crush, and as you can see, I've started on it a little bit. This one's much bigger than the first one. They're almost the same size, but this one is definitely a bit bigger. And I'm really excited to start diving into that. It's super cool so far. And let me tell you, this is addicting. I haven't been this addicted to something when I first started reading like the Unwind books or Twilight. And I am always super excited to dive into something new. And most of you don't really know me, but for those of you that do, let me just say I am obsessed with books. I'm a huge book person, and if I find something that's this addicting, it's obviously amazing, because it's very hard for me to get addicted to a book series. Even though I am a total bookworm, I'm very much a grammar Nazi, and I don't really like things unless they are actually really good. I'm going to school to be a journalist, so yeah, I'm very picky about what I read. Anyways, let me tell you a little bit about this book. The cover itself is actually super pretty, and I was so excited when I found this because I actually thought it was a new Twilight book at first, and I was like, what? Stephanie Meyer put out another book and I didn't even realize? Anyways, when I actually picked it up, I realized it's not a Twilight book. It's something very similar though, because it's about this girl named Grace. Her parents have just died, and they kind of tell you this at like the very beginning of the book, but basically her parents died in a car wreck, and it turns out the car wreck was actually not an accident after all, and that their murder was premeditated. I will not tell you who it was or anything like that, but do know that is no accident that her parents died. And it was a huge shocker to me who did it, because they give you, I guess, these clues leading up to it that something obviously happened there, because there's really no reason why they would have just all of a sudden crashed. You know what I mean? Anyways, when you find out who it is, you're going to be very shocked. And this book is just, it's full of all kinds of twists and turns, and it has been so great. I've read it in like 3 days, and I was waiting for the sequel to come out, so I actually kind of like stopped myself right before I finished it, and I told myself I was gonna wait for the sequel. So now that it's here, I'm finally giving you this review. But anyways, Grace, that's the main character's name. Grace moves to this city in Alaska and starts going to this school called Katmere Academy. And it turns out that all of the kids there are actually supernatural creatures. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, she meets this boy named Jackson, and I'll let you figure out for yourself exactly what kind of monster Jackson is, because it's actually pretty entertaining to find out. But she ends up falling in love with this guy named Jackson, and he's giving me a lot of like bad boy vibes, I guess. He's very entertaining, to be honest. Plus, she also starts to have a little bit of feelings for this guy named Flint. And once again, you think that Flint is a human? But like I told you guys, nobody in this entire school is a human except for Grace. And she actually has some family history, which makes her able to go to this school. Her uncle and her Well, her uncle's the headmaster and her cousin goes to the school, so she's rooming with her cousin. But it turns out, like I told you, that every single student there has some kind of supernatural power or some kind of supernatural influence that makes them able to go to that school. So therefore, her uncle and her cousin have some kind of supernatural connection. And I will let you once again learn that for yourself, because I know most people don't like spoilers. But it's just very entertaining, and you learn throughout the entire book that someone is actually trying to kill Grace. And we don't actually find out why until the very end. But I'll let you find that out for yourself. It's very entertaining though, and I have seen lots of Twilight references all throughout this book. Even though it looks like Twilight, it actually has a bunch of references to the book. Like the main character, Grace, gets a copy of the book Twilight from Jackson, which I think is very funny. And then he starts quoting Edward Cullen, so I think it's pretty great. For those of you that like Twilight, a lot of people have watched my Midnight Sun review, so all of you that have watched the Midnight Sun review, I'm sure you'll be really entertained by this book. And since I'm a huge Twilight fan, let me tell you guys, this is just as addicting as Twilight, and you need to go get yourself a copy of this, Crave by Tracy Wolff. Once again, go get yourself a coffee. And now that, it sounds like I said coffee. I said copy. Anyways, now that the sequel is out, it turns out that there's going to be a third book coming out April 6th of this next year. And now that the second book is out, go get yourself the second book, get yourself the first book, get them all, and then wait until April 6th, I guess, and get the next one. Anyways, it's addicting, so go out and get yourself a copy of this. And thanks for watching, everybody. My rant is now over. Anyways, thanks for watching, and make sure to like, subscribe to my channel for more content from me, and just have a great day, guys. Go get yourself this book.